In a fancy part of Kenilworth, New Jersey, a congressman was having a big party, because he got elected again. While he was partying in his cool apartment, someone gave him a package. Curious, he went out to the balcony to open it. But, oh no. Inside were embarrassing pictures of himself, that he didn't want anyone to see. Feeling really upset and maybe embarrassed, the congressman did something extreme. He climbed over the balcony railing, and fell down to the ground below. As he fell, everyone saw the scandalous photos flying around, exposing his secret. Meanwhile, two mysterious people named Slade and Wintergreen were having a tough time finding their way through the confusing streets of Kenilworth. Clock King thinks about Slade Wilson, trying to figure out who Slade really is. Meanwhile, Clock King has Matthew Bland as a hostage. Matthew had planned to trick Slade by secretly paying people to hire him, and then offering Slade a deal to kill Clock King in exchange for a favor. The favor was to use money to help a congressman get re-elected. After Slade killed Clock King, Matthew planned to kill Slade. But Slade outsmarted him. Slade took the money, killed the congressman, and abandoned Matthew's plan. Now, Matthew hopes Slade will rescue him, the person he wanted dead in the first place. The story is full of surprises and twists. In a different part of Africa, Wintergreen, who was thought to be dead, is collecting his things after being imprisoned. He scolds Slade for letting a fake version of him get killed, and talks about being kidnapped from his safe house. While going through Wintergreen's stuff, Slade finds a special suit, called the Icon suit. Even though Wintergreen wanted it destroyed before, Slade puts it on, because he has no other suit, even though it doesn't have power. Using a rifle, Wintergreen charges the suit with a few shots, and they both escape. As they leave, Wintergreen tells Slade about the terrorists who imprisoned him. They all go back to Clock King's place, where Jazaki is being held prisoner. Once there, Wintergreen goes in alone without any weapons, trying to talk to Clock King. But Clock King shows his strange power by changing how old he looks. The story gets tense, as Wintergreen tries to reason with Clock King, who has some unusual abilities. Wintergreen remembers a time when he visited the Wilson family. Grant and Joseph were playing video games downstairs, unaware of the intense fight happening between Slade and Adeline upstairs. Adeline was mad that Slade was always away with Wintergreen, while she took care of their kids. After the fighting stopped, Adeline said she wanted to divorce Slade. It was a tough moment in the Wilson family home, with lots of tension and big decisions on the horizon. In the current time, Wintergreen's age keeps changing, making things confusing. Then, Slade appears and shoots Wintergreen, but it's just a trick, an illusion. Slade spills the secret that Clock King's powers are just tricks, and he needs an oxygen tank because he's really old. Wintergreen sees the tank, shoots it, and there's a big explosion. All the tricks disappear, and Clock King is struggling to breathe. Clock King is surprised that Slade broke his promise not to kill him, but Slade says Wintergreen actually did the shooting, so he kept his word. After getting free, Bland is mad that Slade killed the congressman. Slade warns him to leave his two guards and their families alone and then leaves. The story ends with confusion, explosions, and Slade keeping his promise. As they leave, Wintergreen says something shocking: the congressman's death will mess up his plan, and the US will help Jazaki's enemies. Slade doesn't seem bothered, but Wintergreen says it was all a trick. To prove it, Slade gives him a good punch. Later, Matthew and his group go to where the fake Slade's body is. Matthew calls someone and says he finished the job, asking for money. He wonders why someone paid a lot to make Slade change his clothes and wear the Icon suit. Matthew thinks Slade made someone very angry, and wonders how it can help the Red Lion. The story continues with Matthew thinking about these strange actions.